Barcelona is a club of values, right? Masculine club, a club of democracy, peace and beauty. But somewhere in this story of tiki-taka and La Masia lies a darker chapter. A chapter about chaos, politics, violence and a group that once ran the terraces like a mafia. Today we're talking about Boixos Nois, the ultras of FC Barcelona. The group so wild the club had to ban them from their own stadium. So let's start from the basics. Boixos Nois, which literally means crazy boys in Catalan, were founded in 1981. Back then, ultra culture was rising across Europe. Every big club had a radical group behind them. Madrid had Ultrasur, Lazio had Eredivisie, and Barca, they had Boixos Nois. At first, they were just a passionate left-leaning group of young coolers. Loud, drunk, sometimes naked, basically your average 80s football ultras. But over the years, the group took a sharp turn. They stopped being just fans and became a political force. They became violent, far-right and deeply connected to mafia. Yeah, things escalated really fast. In the 80s and 90s, Boixos Nois had free reign in the Camp Nou. They controlled one corner of the stadium, goal north. They waved huge banners, chanted non-stop and created some of the most intimidating atmosphere in Spanish football. Players loved them. Rival fans feared them, and the club tolerated them, especially during the era of Josep Luis Núñez, the long-term Barca president who reportedly uses the Boixos to intimidate critics and protect his position. Allegedly, the Boixos received free tickets, VIP access, and financial favors in exchange for their loyalty. Basically, they were Barca's unofficial bodyguards, until things got out of hand. By the late 90s, Boixos Nois were no longer just a group of rowdy fans. They became heavily involved in crime, drug trafficking, extortion, and street violence. They had factions, some pro-independence, some Spanish nationalists, and even internal wars, like Game of Thrones but with baseball bats. There were brutal fights with rival ultras as well, especially with Real Madrid's Ultrasur. But the tipping point was a murder. In 1991, a Boixos member stabbed an Espanyol fan to death. This shook the club, and slowly public pressure started building. Then came Joan Laporta. In 2003, Laporta was elected president of FC Barcelona, and he did something no one had dared to do before. He banned the Boixos Nois from the stadium. Just like that, gone. No more banners, no more chants, no more chaos in goal north. It was a bold move, but also a dangerous one. Laporta started receiving death threats. His house was vandalized. Some reports says Boixos member even tried to assault him physically. One guy even brought a loaded gun to a match. Yeah, you heard that right. A loaded gun to a stadium. But Laporta doubled down. He installed more security, reorganized ticketing system, and over time the Boixos were officially exiled from Camp Nou. But the thing is, they never really disappeared. Even after being banned, Boixos Nois continued to exist. They found ways to attend away games, they created new banners, operated through proxy groups, and on social media, their presence is huge. They even have Telegram groups with thousands of members, selling tickets, organizing protests, recruiting teenagers. And here's the twist. Despite the ban, some players and fans still admire them. Why? Because let's face it, Barca fans aren't exactly loud these days. Camp Nou and now Montjuic has the atmosphere of a chess match. Tourists with selfie sticks don't know the chants, and the famous Barca roar, it's kind of dead now. So a section of fans want the Boixos back. Yes, they were dangerous, yes, they crossed the line, but they made Camp Nou feel like home. But here's a million-dollar question. Should Boixos Nois be allowed back into the stadium? Well, the club says no. Laporta in his second presidency still stands firm, and given the group's criminal background, it's a fair stance. But others say maybe it's time for controlled reintegration. Maybe bring back a new supporter group, one that's loud, passionate, but not dangerous. Some clubs have already done it, like Borussia Dortmund or Masia. They found a middle ground between support and sanity. But with Boixos, it's kind of complicated, because their name isn't just tied to chants and tifos. It's tied to crime, politics, and death. See, my take on all of this is that FC Barcelona is a club of tradition, of class, and of beauty. But it's also a club with shadows. Boixos Nois represent the part of football that we often ignore. The obsession, the violence, and the tribalism. They were loved, feared, hated, and for better or worse, they shaped a big part of Barca's history. You don't have to support them, but you can't deny that they were part of what made Camp Nou feel like home. And maybe in time, when passion feels replaced by Instagram stories and quiet tourists, we understand just a little bit why some fans still chant their name. So let me know in the comments, should Barca bring back their ultras, or is that chapter better left closed? Like, share and subscribe for more untold stories of Barca history, and as always, Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalunya.